Hi there, darlings. Hello. Oh my God, it's still so hard for me to talk to camera. I mean, I'm so used to talk about topics that are close to my heart, are important to me with people. Like when I can see their faces, their eyes, like my clients, my groups, people I love. And now just to look at the camera, I have no face behind it. So difficult. But in the eye of my mind, I try to imagine behind the camera people I love, people I care about, who love me, who care about me, and also maybe new people I will love and care about. I am Pranush. I am a certified somatic experiencing practitioner and a trauma therapist. I have been with trauma in my own journey like already for 20 years, actively working in therapy. And today I want to talk about a topic that is quite important from trauma perspective. And this is a topic that it was talked so much in psychology, philosophy, in different religions, in different spiritual practices. And I know what I'm going to say, it's not going to sound something new, but in my own space, like I imagine the Instagram, the YouTube, this is my own space that I'm creating for my own community, for my own people. I want to talk about this. I want to remind you about this and I want to highlight this. What I want to say is that very often what I was taught in my own healing journey, and also what I hear a lot from people I work with, that whenever they go through something really hard related to their traumas, uh, this type of sentences come often from other people to them, which is like you need to forgive to be able to have a good life. Like you need to forgive to be able to move on. You need to forgive to be able to feel healthy. And I am sure that 99% of the time, these kind of comments are coming from people who have good intentions, who care about their loved ones, but this is not being helpful, especially in the case of trauma. Because when we keep hammering on this idea, what people do, they go to spiritual or intellectual bypassing, and they never work really with their pain. When I say spiritual or intellectual bypassing, that basically means that we start seeing what happened to us from a bigger life perspective. When I say spiritual, I imagine that, or from intellectual perspective, like intellectualizing all the events, why that happened to us, why that person treated that way to us, or why a system, because of a system, sometimes we also get traumatized, why the system is built that way. So I'm not against that. That's a part of the work, but that's only a part, because to be able to forgive, first of all, we need to heal. And healing means working with the body, because trauma is usually trapped in the body. And when we get traumatized, it's mostly because we are not all the time, but mostly because we are hurt by other people. And when we go to someone who is already in really deep pain and they don't know even how they are going to continue living, because it can be so dark, and we say, okay, now you also need to forgive your abuser to be able to continue your life, is being hugely unfair. So I want to invite you next time when you want to say something like this, even if it's coming from like a good place and it's out of care, please hold that back. Because to be able to heal, we first need to go to our body also. We need to process all the anger, all the pain, all the sadness, all the fear. And that can take us like, I don't know, 20 years of therapy, like it's taking me. And sometimes the hurt can be so big that we need multiple lifetimes to be able to heal. And it's absolutely wrong that if we didn't arrive yet into this point of forgiveness, that we would be unable to be healthy or to enjoy life, or or to move on. It's absolutely not true. We can do that, and we can also continue healing journey. But we do the healing journey also for us and our loved ones, so we are able to continue living, because for some people this is a big question, and we can enjoy life. You see what I mean? And forgiveness is the end product. If it comes, it comes. It's very good. Where we don't experience anymore the pain so much in the body, that triggers are calmer, that whatever happened to us, it's merely a memory. And then when the body is calmer, the nervous system is healed, and then we connect to that the intellectual or and also the spiritual bigger picture perspective, then it might be able that somewhere in us we start understanding what happened to us or why that person acted that way. But it's not necessarily true, because sometimes, and why I'm highlighting this, because sometimes the people who get traumatized, they go the darkest of the darkest, the most heartbreaking stories that can happen to them. Yes, basically, this is an invitation. Please don't add one more layer to their suffering, demanding them or advising them or caring for them from this perspective that they need to forgive to move on. They will forgive whenever the time comes, whenever they are able to do their own work. And maybe they will never forgive, but this doesn't mean they will not be able to experience the good days. I hope this makes sense. I hope this reaches to those people who need this. If so, please write me, comment there. I would love to read. If there is someone who has another perspective that is important in a respectful way, you are always welcome to leave the comments there. Open space for discussions. I'm happy for that. Yeah, so I think this is my first video like this. I hope it takes so much energy. I admire people who do more often this kind of things, but I hope it's worth it. So thank you for listening, and thank you for being here in my space like this. Mm, Be well, and I might come back later with more videos. Bye.